It may be a busy life in Camelot, but surely we have time to learn the jingle, so that's what we're doing today. But before anybody goes impersonating Clark Gable, I hope you don't mind if I take just a moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club: Fruta Sucia, Anthony Sullivan, and Campbell. Folks, thank you very, 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 very much for your support. And if you would like to investigate that matter further, the link, of course, is in the description. For the very silly intro, I'm going to give you two options. There's the single note version. It's E string, 3rd fret, A string, open, 1, 2, G. However, in the instrumentation in the song, there are 2 octaves and a 3rd. Now, we can't get all 3 of those things on one guitar. I prefer the 2 octaves, and the silliest way to do such a thing is I'm going to grab the E string, 3rd fret, and the E string, 3rd fret, and the A, D, G, and B strings are going to be muted by my middle finger, just kind of being sloppy there on purpose, of course. And I'm going to go 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, G. I can't stop doing that. It's too silly. Alright, there's not a whole ton to say here, which obviously puts me right out of my comfort zone, so I'm just going to go through the chords for you. I'm counting measures at this rate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, here we go. C of the round C. We G one air, we're G. C, F, E, or E7, totally up to you. A minor. We dine well here in Camelot is D minor. We eat F, G, C. That's the verse. Then, of course, we come to our first silly interlude, the chords for which are C, C, G, C, 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 D7, G. And if you want to be super fancy on that D7, you can do this. D7 followed by this D triad. It's 5, 7, 7, G. And that will sound like this. And of course you can do that lead on the guitar too. If there's 2 in your Monty Python cover band troupe, I'd recommend it. I'm not even going to talk, just watch the fingers. I'll go slow. Your point of orientation is the first chord in the song is C, the first chord in this section is C, and your first note is C on the E string 8th fret. Here we go. The only difference between the first verse and the second verse is there's 2 extra measures of C in the first line. It gives them time to say 4 mid-able. Here we go. C, C, our G, our 4 mid-able. 2, 3, next section is the same. C, F, E or E7, A minor, D minor, The second silly interlude is 2 silly interludes long, and the second half of it is the same as what we've already done. They just make it staccato when the tick-tick-tick-ticks come in, right? So it'll be C, C, C. That was my fancy D7 to the D triad section. That little bit is where I got that idea, because that's kind of what happens with the instrumentation there. In war, we're tough and able. The bridge. C, G, C. Same thing. C, G, C. Raise your hand if this song is why you know the word indefatigable. Between our quests, you already know this section. C, F, E or E7, A minor. It's a busy life in Camelot. Just let that D minor hang, and then when he sings, I have to push the pram a lot, there's no music, but G or G7 is implied. Silly outro. C, C, F, G, C. And of course, for the leads to that silly outro, it's going to start exactly the same as the other one. But then I'm going to switch to the E string 5th fret and go 5, 5, 7, 5, 7, 8. Well, I've been doing this several and/or many songs on YouTube routine for almost 7 years now, and I have no explanation as to why it took me so long to do this one. I sure hope you thought that was a good time, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.